So right here, I've got Chat GPT open. And again, as using that same example of we're Brand Aid Medical and we're launching a new patient portal. Maybe I just need to very quickly reach out to all of my patients that I'm administering and write in an email telling them, hey, we got this new patient portal. So I've drafted up this prompt here, and I'm going to go ahead and hit enter. And I'm going to let ChatGPT write my email. Now, we've all done this, and we all know if you're doing this, you're like, yep, that looks good. I'll send it, right? So it's because A, you either just don't have time to review it. You should always review what AI says. But people just aren't that diligent sometimes. So I can actually highlight this text. And using the Litho Chrome extension that we have launched, I can actually review this email for all of that same stuff that I would have done inside the system just a second ago. So if I click review, it's going to jump me over here and I can select all of those skills that I was telling you guys about. The footer elements, the email opt-out, unverified claims, prohibited words and phrases, calls to action, grammar and placeholder detection, brand voice and tone. And I can run this very quickly without sending it downstream and waiting for people to get back to me. And you can see that it's already flagged a few things that were wrong. It said there were 4 things that failed. The first thing that failed was my footer elements don't have proper footer elements. I have to have a proper opt-out link. And I said, just click here if you don't want emails anymore, right? Maybe the system is putting these in for me, maybe it's not. But it at least caught that it didn't have the proper linkage. Again, preventing a canned spam compliance problem there. Scrolling further down, looking at email opt-out and sender ID, it doesn't have the proper thing there. It found grammar problems and placeholder problems. It found brand tone and voice. Now, this is where the real magic happens, is it's not just compliance about legal and regulatory, it's also brand compliance. We understand your brand because we have all of those assets inside of our asset manager, and we can customize the way that everything is working and what's analyzing and what's not getting analyzed. And so you can see those few problems. I can go over here and I could just feed these back into ChatGPT and say fix it, or I could manually change it myself, or maybe it's like, maybe I should have this email reviewed by more than just the AI. I'm actually able to say submit, and now I can take and I can send this proof off into that proofing environment that I just showed you. And I can add human reviewers to this and they can see what the AI said. I didn't start inside of Litho. I started where I was already working in Chat GPT. And it doesn't just apply to text-based stuff. It can also apply to designs. So what you see here is I have Figma open on my computer, and I'm working on that new patient portal that we're announcing. And if I've gone through and designed this, it can sometimes be a little cumbersome to have to click and save this out as an export, go to another system, send it around, ask for a review. And maybe for people that don't have access to Figma, because Figma does have a nice review tool built in, but that's for Figma users. It's hard to bring people that have never used Figma into that world. So what can you do to get feedback from those people that are typically outside of Figma, like your legal team and whatnot? Well, what you see right here is that I've still got the Litho plugin open. And so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to zoom in just a little bit onto my design file. And using the select area tool, I'm actually going to just take a quick screenshot of this portal that I've designed. And it's going to take it, and I'm going to be able to say, go to review. Let me do that one more time here. And I'm going to be able to select the skills that I want it to review. I don't need to review for a footer element because this isn't an email. But let's look for any unverified claims or prohibited words or required words. Or is there any promotional messaging in there? Calls to action, image quality. I'm clicking it this time because I know I messed it up last time. Brand voice, grammar. And I'll say add to review and run that review. And this time I'm going to let it run live so you guys can see it. But what's actually happening is it's looking at all of those rules that I've already got set up inside of the system, and it's analyzing to say, okay, we're running these 9 different skills against everything that is on this page. And the beautiful thing is if you've updated any of those skills since the last time I've done this, that's fine. They'll get applied to the next thing that I'm reviewing. And so while this is running, I'm going to jump back over here and show you exactly where you can apply some of those brand skills. So you can teach the system about your brand, about your regulations, all through our product. And so what you're also seeing here is our brand centers. And our brand centers allow you to specify whatever you want about your brand. I've got brand values, brand personality, brand tone and voice. Now, our head of marketing is probably looking at this and saying, Josh, this isn't our brand guides. And that's fine. I created these fake ones just to kind of illustrate the point. Our brand guides are a lot nicer in real life. But this is what that skill check ran against over there. And so whenever I come back over here, you can see here it is, and it found a couple of things. It said the brand voice and tone is off. The asset contains unprofessional placeholder text. Oh, look at that. It does. It's a good thing I didn't send that downstream. Somebody would have seen this and been like, what is this? Is this going live? Is this the live portal? Or is this fake text? And it says, hey, you should replace that text. So it also told me, hey, there's some maybe image quality issues. The image may be low contrast. The image may be blurry. And it did that because this wasn't a real web page. It's actually a little smaller than a web page because of the way that I did it. So it didn't think that it was necessarily 100% out of compliance with our brand standards, right? It said it might be. Just have a look. So it's a less intense way of saying you didn't fail, but a human should look at this. And then here's all the stuff that it did pass. So you don't just get the fails and the you should review this, you also get the passes. And again, if I wanted to, I could take this and I could submit this as a proof for others to review. So, like Jamie was saying, it's all about shifting left. It's about reviewing earlier in the process. And hopefully, what you've seen is that I no longer have to wait for myself to have a full draft. I can review things that are in flight, that are in design, that are in progress.